So if we now return to our layers panel here, we can see that we've got this retouch layer and the background layer. And if we click the eyeball to turn that retouch layer off, you can see that our spot reappears. So we've done all of this retouching in a layer that sits on top of this background layer. In this instance, it really doesn't make sense to blend this layer in because we're trying to really completely get rid of this dust spot. But as you'll see in a future tutorial here, that there are instances where we can use that extra retouch layer to blend things in so they look a little bit more natural when we apply them. So with this spot here that we've made a selection of using the patch tool, what we want to do when we're finished using the patch tool is to go under the menu and select and then deselect that area. If you leave that area selected, what's going to happen is that any other adjustments you make to this photograph are only going to happen in that selected area. So we do want to get rid of that selection for the time being. I have two more tools that I want to show you in this tutorial. One is the healing brush tool, which is very much similar to the spot healing tool, except it is a two-click tool. In other words, we actually have to set a destination and then a sample point for something. So in this instance here, we are going to look at some of these dust spots in the clouds here, and we are going to choose a smaller size tool, so something like that, and that's the area what we're going to work with. And we want to take a sample of another area that we really like the texture out of. So in this case, I'm going to take the sample from this cloud area here, and to take the sample, you want to go on your keyboard and hold down the Alt key or the Option key. So hold the Alt key or the Option key down, and when you hold those down, you get a bullseye. Click your mouse once, and that will take a sample of that area, and then drag your mouse over to the area that you want to fix, and click again, and that will drop that sample area onto the area that you are going to apply it to. So again, we could kind of do something like this with this dust spot here, and you can see how the sample area has been applied to there, and it actually is probably not the best use of the tool there because it kind of breaks up the clouds there. So we can go into undo. We also have another tool that kind of works in a similar fashion. It is called the clone tool or the clone stamp tool. Again, it works in a very similar manner in that we're going to take a sample of a given area and then apply it to another area. So let's actually get rid of this bird up here in the photograph, and I'm going to make my circle a little bit bigger than the bird. Again, we want to hold the Alt or the Option key down to take a sample, and then we are going to click on that once, and then we'll move our mouse over the area we want to get rid of, and we click on that again. And you can see what's happened is it's taken a sample of one area and we're applying it to another. So I'm actually going to take multiple samples and apply that, and it took me about 3 or 4 clicks to apply that. Now watch, I'm going to take a sample of this bird up here, and as you move the mouse, it gives you a preview of what that sample looks like. That sample actually doesn't get applied until you click your mouse a second time. So watch, as I click my mouse here a second time, the bird is applied there. And we'll undo that and move on to the next one.